In this video, I want to talk about thought trains. So we all have positive and negative thoughts. And every time we have positive thoughts, they'll lead to more positive thoughts, which will make us feel really good about ourselves, can improve our mood, we can feel inspired, we can feel motivated, we can feel energized and really good in ourselves. Whereas negative thoughts can lead to further negative thoughts, and that will lead to more feelings of anxiety, hopelessness, despair, confusion, and just generally feel terrible about ourselves. And as we get one thought which leads to more positive thoughts, or one negative thought that leads to further negative thoughts, this is like a train of thought we have, or a thought train. And it's important to be aware of this when it's happening, because if we're not aware of this, we can end up getting like locked in our own minds, we can feel very stressed out, and we can just sort of feel like we're just going round and round and round in a cycle of hate or despair or stress, and it's important to have an understanding of how we can control this. Now, obviously, positive thought trains leave us feeling really good, so this video is not really about that, but it is recognizing that just in the same way that positive thoughts can lead to further positive thoughts and affect our mood, so can negative thoughts. But I want to try and help you in this video to overcome your negative thoughts. So let's take an example. I have a game of football and I play really well and I score a couple of goals, and as soon as I've finished that game, I'm thinking to myself, I played well tonight. I feel like I'm improving. I'm likely to get picked next time. Our team's going to get promoted and everybody's proud of me. And all of those thoughts leave you feeling fantastic. But in the opposite scenario, we can have a negative thought train, which is, I played badly tonight. I'm never going to get picked again. I feel like I'm getting worse. Our teams are going to get relegated and everybody's unhappy with me. And this can leave us feeling very stressed and locked in our minds if we're not careful. So it's important to know how we can deal with this. Now, in the same way that you would blow air into a balloon, and it would grow and it would expand and get bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's the same thing with our thoughts. So if we, sort of have too much focus and too much attention to our negative thoughts, if we pay too much attention to them, then they will get bigger and bigger and bigger in our minds, and they will get like air in that scenario. The balloon of the thought will just get bigger and bigger and grow. We'll feel like we're controlled by that thought. So that's quite a helpful way of looking at it, I think. So it's important that we do not give them the attention that they crave. It's important to recognise that thoughts are empirical, and if we don't give them the attention, they'll disappear. But if we give them the focus that they crave, they'll get bigger and they'll magnify in our heads. And before we know it, we'll feel like we're trapped by those thoughts and there's no escape from them. So it's really important that we're able to recognise when those thoughts come. So it's a little bit like, when your phone rings and your phone's switched on. You can't stop the phone from ringing, but you can stop yourself from answering it. And sometimes it's a little bit like that with our thoughts. When we get negative thoughts come into our mind, I played so badly tonight, then we can just say, yeah, okay, stop it right there. We don't need to go into the next phase of, I must be getting worse. You can just say to yourself, actually, I'm a human being, it happens, and I'm not going to give that thought any more oxygen to breathe. I'm not going to give it any more energy. I'm going to stop the thought right there, acknowledge its existence, but not allow it to continue to go round and round in our minds. And the reason for that is because we ought to be the gatekeeper of our own minds. We have authority over what thoughts come in and what thoughts we don't allow in. A little bit like, say, King Henry VIII's court back in the day. If an imposter came into his court without permission, without authority, they're going to be banished from there and they will not live to see another day. And we need to recognise that in the same way that we can't stop the imposters of the thoughts coming in our minds, the negative thoughts, we do have authority to command them to leave us alone, and to not give them the attention that they crave, and then they'll die, and then they'll just disappear and leave us alone. So I hope this video gives you a little bit of an understanding about how to control your own negative thought life, and I hope it helps you to have a better mental health and deal with this issue if it's something that has affected you. Thank you.